Live from the Southtown Expo Center, Chris Kid KO Fernandez versus Alan the American Boy Litzau. It's Fight Night on KMYU.
Welcome to the Southtown Expo Center, a WBU Welterweight Championship fight. The crowd here is very excited. Welcome into KMYU's live coverage. I'm David James, along with Doug Beck and Trey Fitzgerald. And guys, Kid KO Fernandez, Doug, the hometown hero, Highland High School. He's the champ and the crowd favorite tonight.
He's highly motivated. He's very fit. And I'm predicting he's going to walk out of here and go home with a victory.
Alan Litzau, the challenger, under a lot of pressure here. Everyone's going to be rooting against him tonight.
Yeah, he's got to overcome that wave of emotion and be the aggressor tonight if he wants to walk out of here with a belt.
We'll have more on the fight in a moment, but right now, I think we're ready for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please stand for the presentation of our colors. Please welcome Jackson and Cole Hartley. And here to present our national anthem tonight, Miss Cherie Jamison.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Southtown Expo Center, a crowd of a couple thousand on hand to see the local favorite, Chris Kid KO Fernandez, defend his WBU Welterweight title. The fighters will enter the ring next. Stay with us on KMYU. Welcome back to the Southtown Expo Center. Chris Kid KO Fernandez from Highland High School getting ready to fight Alan the American Boy Litzau from Minnesota. Joining us right now, Ryan Powell, the professor of pugilism, local boxing analyst and historian. And Ryan, the history of title fights in Utah. It's not a long, glamorous history, but there is a history.
Well, you know what? Kid KO is actually up there in some pretty rare air. The two other Utah kids who have been able to win championships and bring them home are both inducted in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. So it's no small accomplishment for him to bring this title back to us.
Gene Fulmer, of course.
Yes, sir. And then Danny Little Red Lopez. And the other good news, the upside is no Utah fighter has ever lost, well, doing the homecoming bout.
All right, we'll talk to you again after the fight, Ryan. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Ryan Powell, the professor of pugilism, joining us here ringside.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live at Southtown Center in beautiful Sandy, Utah for your main event of the evening. This featured bout, 10 rounds for the WBU Welterweight Championship. This bout sanctioned by the World Boxing Union. Their chairman, Don Moose Lewis, is with us inside the ring tonight, and Miss WBU Boxing Victoria Strong is also here. This bout also sanctioned by the Pete Suazo Utah Athletic Commission. Commissioner Rich Montanez and their Executive Director Bill Colbert are also with us ringside. The judges for this contest, Cody Fulmer, Rochelle Montanez, and Ethan Andrews. Your referee for this championship bout is Mr. Larry Fulmer. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for those gathered with us here at Southtown and those watching at home, can you feel it? Let's get our two fighters for the ring. First of all, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Alan Litzau.
All right, here comes the challenger. Trey Allen Litzau from Minnesota.
Yeah, he's fighting at 144 pounds tonight, DJ and Doug, and that's the heaviest he's ever fought by about 11 or 12 pounds. He's the third generation of Litzau brothers to both be professional boxers. His brother Jonathan, an accomplished MMA fighter, as well as an accomplished welterweight. So he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke. He was just offered this fight a couple weeks ago, and he's really hoping for the upset here tonight.
Tell you what, I'm watching him move around the ring. The guy can dance, I'll tell you that right now. If he can fight as well as he can dance around the ring, he's going to be a heck of a competitor tonight.
Alan Litzau, the All-American boy, the challenger, 5 feet 7 inches, which makes him 2 inches shorter than the champ.
Could be a reach problem there, DJ.
Looks very fit, though. Looks very fit. Looks ready to go. Looks like a good entertainer to me.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the reigning WBU champion, Salt Lake City's own, Chris Fernandez.
And here comes the champion. The crowd on their feet here at the Southtown Expo Center.
Chris KO.
DJ, can you imagine? He goes to Dover City, Delaware, wins a big fight in May, WBU championship, and now he gets a chance to fight in front of his hometown crowd. How sweet is that?
Pretty sweet. His record, we had him on Talking Sports earlier this week, and he talked about all the times he'd had to go on the road. And judges try to be fair, but everybody's influenced, and you've got all this emotion and this noise. Everybody behind the other guy, it's hard for you to fight, and then if it's close, how they feel. He feels like, there have been a few decisions that have gone against him that shouldn't have, but tonight, that should all break his way. If this fight is close, he's the one riding a wave of emotion from the crowd at the end, and maybe he's the one catching a break from judges.
Yeah, Teddy Atlas, ESPN sports commentator, one of the best there is in boxing, says he is so much better than his 20-15 record, and in his hometown, and fighting with all his friends and relatives here, I look for a great performance from him tonight.
If you want to be the champ, you got to figure out how to win on the road. As any Jazz or RSL fan will tell you, it ain't easy, but he's back at home tonight. Big crowd here at Southtown Expo behind him, and he's obviously taken a page out of the Utes book right here.
5'9" welterweight, 2 inches taller than the challenger. Hometown, Salt Lake City. He went to Highland High School. He's a Ram. Played some baseball in high school. Wanted to play football, said he wasn't quite big enough to play a lot of football.
You know,
friends with Matt Cannon, big local athlete out of Highland High and Southern Utah University. Played some ball together.
He's 36 years old. He'll be 37 on February 12th. Not too old to be a champion, but this is it. It's make or break time for him, don't you think, Trey? I mean, he's got to make it happen now.
I think the age difference is huge because Litzau, the challenger from Minnesota, is only 30 years old, so that could be something that plays a big factor the more rounds this goes. And now, on the other hand, Litzau, coming from Minnesota, may not be used to the elevation. If this thing goes the full 10 rounds or approximates that, age and altitude could be two big factors.
You see that with Real, don't you? Teams coming in, you get to the end of the game.
Absolutely, it's always a factor for all the home teams.
But it's a combination, though. Also, you're fighting 12 pounds heavy.
The challenger standing on my right, fighting with the red trunks trimmed in black and out of the blue corner. He won his professional debut all the way back in 2002. In 2005, he put together a 9-fight win streak. His professional record, 13 wins with 7 losses, 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. He weighed in at an even 146 pounds. Fighting out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Alan, the American boy, Litzau. His opponent tonight, fighting from the red corner, and in the red trunks trimmed in black and silver. He stunned boxing fans with a dramatic unanimous decision victory over Mike No Joke Stewart back in May of this year. He's only the 3rd Utah to hold a title belt in the world. His professional record, 20 wins, 15 losses, 1 draw. 12 of those wins coming by way of knockout. At 5 feet 9 inches tall, he weighed in at 146.5 pounds. Training with Eddie the Flash Lewis, the reigning WBU Welterweight Champion of the world, fighting out of Salt Lake City. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Kid KO Fernandez. Once again,
all right,
ladies
Doug,
and gentlemen,
the keys to the fight tonight. What will you be watching?
Well, Chris, Kid KO Fernandez, I've watched a lot of his fights. What I see with him, he's very deliberate. He has a fantastic defensive posture. He's almost like a shell. It's very hard for his opponent to penetrate that shell. He's got a very crushing right hand. That'll be the key. That's his sweet punch. On the other hand, Alan Litzau, he's got to have an Irish Ricky Ward moment tonight. He's got a great left hook. I look for him to use that effectively because I've noticed in the fights I've watched that the kid will lower his right hand. That's an opportunity for Allen. The only way he's going to win tonight, come out of here, is with a knockout, and it's got to be with a left hand.
DJ, I want to find out who's going to dictate the tempo, who's going to be the aggressor. That's what I'm looking for, especially in the early rounds.
First round of a scheduled 10-rounder.
Right out of the gates, you can see in the preliminary fights, a lot of the fighters, they kept their hands low. These fighters are well-schooled. They're defending themselves well. It's pretty hard to penetrate that defense.
I think KO's going to have to ride a little hometown emotion here early before it lands.
Wonder how nervous he is. First title defense. Used to fighting on the road. Utah, not a huge fight town, obviously.
I must say one thing, he's got a great haircut.
Looks focused, got that left jab in.
For 36 years old, Trey, he looks awfully fit to me. He looks really, really fit and ready to defend his title.
"20 of his 36 fights have ended in a knockout. So you look at his career, we got about a 50-50 chance of this going the distance.
Yeah, he's very compact, looks very strong to me. Technically sound fighter. Record, much better fighter than what his record would indicate. Litzau came in the ring very confident, or at least he looked like he was very confident. Ooh, the Spinks drinks.
Our referee tonight, Larry Fulmer.
Nephew of Gene, one of the 3 champions we talked about in the Open from the state of Utah.
Gene Fulmer in the crowd tonight, 82 years old, sitting off to our right in the 3rd row.
Last title fight held in the state of Utah, DJ. Salt Palace, 1978.
Danny Little Red Lopez, ABC Wide World of Sports. And who was the commentator? Howard Cosell.
Who else could it have been? Fernandez ducking that right.
Very good defensive fighter. You see how he just got in that crouch, defending his head very well. Litzau, very difficult time penetrating that defense.
Litzau ducking that left jab. Ooh. Fulmer telling him to fight out of the clinch. We've seen Fernandez get in 2 or 3 rights while in that clinch.
Litzau was looking for a little help from the ref.
Defend yourself at all times. That's what they tell you.
Fernandez almost losing his balance as he throws that wild right.
Oh.
Big punch there at the end of the round. Round 1, 10-point. Must-scoring system. We'll tell you who won round 1 next. Stay with us on KMYU. Welcome back to the Southtown Expo Center. First round action. Chris "Kid" KO Fernandez. Doug, who won round 1?
I had Fernandez 10-9. I just thought he was very controlled. He had that good punch at the end of the round. It was really close, I thought, Trey. But I'll give him the 10 points in that round.
Yeah, I had scored the exact same. 10-9. Hometown boy.
As they took Litzau's corner, took the stool of water out there, they spilled something, so they don't want anyone to slip. So Larry Fulmer
stool knocked
in the
over
corner, cleaning up.
Bucket there.
Who won round 1 in your mind, Trey?
Kid KO, 10-9. For all the same reasons Dougie had, just a little more energy, a little more aggression.
One of the things I'm seeing already, I've seen it 3 times so far in the fight. I see Litzau looking to the referee, complaining about just minor stuff that he should not be concentrating on. He needs to really, really focus on this fight. He's going to look to the ref, and he's going to get clocked with a right cross if he doesn't watch out.
Fernandez landing a couple lefts there in the clinch. That's where he's been his most effective so far.
Oh, that was a good body punch. Great body punch. That could be far more effective than a headshot if he hit him right, and it looked to me like he did just that.
10-round fight, plenty of time for those to add up.
Oh, another good body punch.
And right to the head.
You know, Fernandez coming out a lot tougher this round, a lot more aggression. He really means business. It means a lot to him to win in his hometown.
Yeah, but I think that emotion could be a negative early, too. Get through the first round, settle down, get hit a couple times, it's just another fight. Sure, his trainer told him get through the first round without doing anything crazy.
Some good combinations here from KO.
Throws a big right, and the crowd reacts.
Oh,
and
that's
he
a slip,
slips.
probably from that water.
Yeah. Kid KO was just going to town. Litzau made it, needed that moment. Fernandez looking to work the body and then coming in with the uppercuts.
Boy, I'll tell you what, he doesn't fight like a 36-year-old. He fights like a 26-year-old. He looks very fit.
As he told us on Talking Sports earlier this week, he took a 5-year break in the middle of his career after taking a particularly devastating beating in Tacoma one night with his mom ringside. She begged him to quit. 5 years later, he wanted to go back. He had to get her blessing, and he lands a big punch.
He's a good finisher.
She's here in the crowd tonight watching. Big right from Fernandez now.
Yeah, he's going to set him up. Look for that right cross, as I talked about earlier in the beginning.
12 of his 20 wins by knockout, and he's rocked Litzau here in the second round.
Yeah, Litzau might want to focus on a little defense.
Litzau just trying to get to the end of the round here.
He's sizing him up.
Might have been a headbutt there. Litzau might have risen up. Looked like he caught Fernandez with the top of his head.
Takes about 45 seconds to recover from a shot like that, so.
End of round 2, a round that goes decisively to Fernandez. Round 3 coming up on KMYU. Welcome back. There's a guy who had a tough round 2. Alan Litzau. Chris Kid KO Fernandez, the WBU welterweight champion. WBU, not one of the more elite sanctioning bodies, but still, it's only a handful of title belts in the world. Good to have one.
There's only one in my book, David, that matters, and that's the Ring Magazine. If you're number 1 in Ring Magazine, that cuts through all the crap. You're number 1, period.
WBC, the WBO, the
IBF.
IBF.
A bunch of crap.
There's a lot of different
soup.
belts out there. Alphabet soup. Round 3, Fernandez clearly and decisively winning round 2.
Yeah, I got him 20 to 18 right now after 2 rounds. How about you, Trey?
Same. Litzau, he's lost his last 4 fights in a row, lost 6 of the last 9 after winning 9 in a row prior to that. So he's going to have to reverse course here from the early rounds if he wants to break that streak. KO working the body still.
Very controlled. I love his defense. It would be very difficult to hit him.
Good left right there from Fernandez. He's connecting in the crowd on their feet.
Tell you, I was watching him today and watching him now. He reminds me of one of my favorite fighters of all time, Livingstone Grambo, who was a great fighter back in the 80s and 90s. Very, very similar. And he had a similar record. He was 40 and 26.
Oh, he staggered Litzau.
Oh,
Litzau's wobbling now.
There's trouble now. Watch for the right-hand cross. It's
Blood in the water.
Litzau coming back now, landing a punch or 2 of his own. He was wobbled, staggered clearly here in the middle of round 3. Missed with a right.
Litzau not going to give up. Not going to give up. The kid's got to be patient. Those punches hurt.
Litzau just selling out right now. KO blowing him a kiss.
Starting to taunt him now.
I think he got hit a little bit.